I am R. Mariselvan, Assistant Professor, EC Department, JB College of Engineering. Okay, our subject name is EC 8395, Communication Engineering. Okay, and then today's session is session 4, that is VSPSC. Okay, already we seen two types of AM signal, that is DSPSC and then SSPSC. That type is VSPSC. Okay, so in this session we fully deals with VSPSC. Okay, so VSPSC means vestigial sideband modulation. Okay, so vestigial sideband means, here what we are going to do means, here one sideband is partially suppressed and another one will be transmitted or received. Okay, here also having two sidebands, on that sideband one sideband will be partially suppressed, okay, and another sideband is transmitted. Okay, so here the definition of VSP modulation will be there, that is one of the sideband is partially suppressed and vestige, that means vestige means the portion of the other sideband is transmitted. Okay, so this compensation, that means this kind of compensation, the suppression of the sideband will be done. Okay, so these kind of modulation will be called as vestigial sideband transmission. Okay, and then now we are going to see about how to generate the VSPSC and then how to demodulate the VSPSC. Hello all, we must know what is meant by generation of VSPSC and then demodulation of VSPSC. Or generation in the sense modulation, how to generate the VSPSC signal, and then demodulation means from the VSPSC, that means PSP modulated signal, we have to get the modulated signal or message signal. Okay, that means demodulation, the word demodulation will be appear means we have to understand the main thing is the input of the demodulated signal is VSP and output of the demodulated wave is the original signal, the original message signal. Okay, so those two things we must know. Okay, that means modulation, what is meant by modulation, and then what is meant by demodulation. Modulation in the sense, modulation is the process of adding the carrier signal as well as message signal. Okay, and then demodulation is the process of recovering the message signal from the carrier signal. Okay, that means from the mixed signal of modulated wave, from the modulated wave we have to get the original message signal, so that is demodulation. Okay, and then here the generation and demodulation of VSP is there. Okay, VSP signal is obtained as shown in the figure below by suppressing one of the sidebands of a DSPSC using a VSP filter. Here what we are going to do means, here the DSPSC signal is there. Okay, using the filter which will be converted into VSPSC signal. Okay, here the diagram is shown in the figure. Here the M of t is the message signal, so M of t will be sent into DSPSC modulator and then it provide the the suffix of DSPSC t, that is the suppressed signal. Okay, and then next it will send into VSP filter, that means vestigial sideband filter. Okay, from that filter it provide the output as VSPSC of t, that means from the filter it provide the VSPSC output. Okay, and then here the expression is there, the VSP filter is a band pass filter, so here the filter is act as the band pass filter. Okay, and then it having an asymmetric frequency response in the transition band and positioned in such a way that the carrier frequency corresponds to the middle of the transition band. Okay, and then from the figure we have to get one analysis, that is SDSPSC of d is equal to AC multiplied with M of t and then multiplied with cos omega ct. Okay, so here the transfer function is there, because wherever we are using the filter or modulator, here the transfer function will be appear, because we are representing mathematically, that is why we are using h of omega. Okay, and then here the diagram shows the VSP filter characteristics. Okay, here minus omega c and then plus omega c, the range between from the two range the signal will be flow up. That means we are using the band pass filter, so it allow only band limited signal. That means from minus omega c to plus omega c. Okay, and here the antisymmetric response about omega c will be appear. Okay, from that only we have to mention omega c plus omega m, as well as here not mentioned, we have to update that is minus omega c plus omega m. Okay, from the left hand side we have to update the thing. That means omega c plus minus omega c plus omega m, that will be appear in this session. Okay, the inverse Fourier transform of h of omega gives the unit impulse. That means we already know in our signal system, we have to know the things. That means whenever we are applying the inverse Fourier transform, the h of omega provide the h small h of v of t. So that is the impulse response of h of omega. Okay, that means mathematically we are representing the input is h of omega. Okay, whenever we are applying the inverse Fourier transform, it provides the output is small h v of t. Okay, that will be shown in the figure. Okay, so the overall response is shown in the figure. That is S VSP SC of t is equal to S TSP SC of t multiplied with HV of t. Okay, here HV of t is the unit impulse. Okay, and then that value is equal to AC m of t cos omega c t multiplied with h omega t. Okay, and then next what we are going to do means, in our next step what we are going to do means, we are applying the Fourier transform on both sides. Okay, so that equation will be appear in below session. Here when we are applying the inverse Fourier transform, we are getting equation number 2. Okay, and then we are getting the original signal. So okay, that means demodulation process. In our demodulation process we are using that means whenever the demodulation will be appear means the input signal is vestigial sideband suppressed carrier signal, the output is original message signal. As the same thing we are using the input of the demodulation process is S VSP SC of t that enter into multiplier. Okay, in our multiplier we are extra we are adding AC cos omega c t value, that means carrier signal value. Okay, and it provide the output as x of t. In the x of t some noise will be appear. So in order to reduce the noise, we are going to using the LPF, that means low pass filter. That low pass filter allow only low frequency signal. At last we are getting the original signal, that is y of t, that is our message signal. Okay, the coherent detector is a sort of universal detector of AM signals in the sense that DSP-SC, conventional AM and SSP-SC can all be detected successfully by using it. Okay, it would be natural to expect the coherent detection to work for the VSP-SC signal too, because this detection will be called as coherent detection. Okay, here using detection method, that means detection is same as well as demodulation is same. Okay, we are using any one of the word, detection or demodulation or coherent detection, it may be anything. Okay, and then here the overall process derivation is there. Here x of t is, that means demodulation process, VSP demodulator process is there. So that is x of t is equal to S VSP SC of t multiplied with AC, that means A0 cos omega c t. Okay, and then we are applying the inverse Fourier transform. So the t terms will be converted into omega. So on the time the equation will be changed like that, equation number 4. Okay, and then using equation number 2 and 4. So here 2 is there, equation 2 and 4 substitute here, the equation will be becomes like that. That means h of omega value in the shown in equation number 5. Okay, and then further we simplify the equation number 5, we are getting y of omega equal to A0 AC divided by 4. Okay, and then capital omega of HV omega minus omega c plus HV of omega plus omega c. Okay, here we are applying the transfer function. Okay, at last we are getting the value. Okay, hv of omega minus omega c plus hv of omega plus omega c is equal to constant. So that is the condition for vestigial sideband. Okay, here in our VSPSC modulation and demodulation is considered to be successful if omega is equal to k multiplied with m of omega. Okay, here k is the proportionality constant. Okay, and hence the perfect demodulation is required the condition, that means modulus of omega less than or equal to omega m. On that condition the perfect demodulation will be appear. Okay, so these transmission bandwidth will be shown in the figure, that means omega minus omega c divided by 2 and then omega c. Omega c is the cutoff frequency. Okay, so that those things are shown in the figure. So this is the graph between the transfer function hv of omega and then omega frequency value. Okay, and then magnitude response of VSP filter. Here also we are using the mathematical relation. Okay, in our magnitude response of the VSP filter is modulus of omega is less than or equal to omega m. So that will be shown in this session. Okay, and then observe fc plus omega is the USP. That means in our upper sideband we are considered fc plus w. Okay, fc is the cutoff frequency value, and then fc minus w is the lower significant bit or lower sideband. Okay, its portion from fc minus fe. So that is the transmitted of vestigial sideband. Okay, at last h of fc is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, and then fc minus fe less than or equal to h of f is the transfer function, that is less than or equal to fc plus fe. That means from that relation what we are going to understand means the h of f value will be the range, that means it's represent the range. Okay, and also it exhibits the add symmetry. Okay, at last we are having one more relation, that is fc minus fe less than or equal to f less than or equal to fc plus fe. That means that is always equal to unity. So that response will be shown in the next session. Okay, that means h of f minus fc plus h of f plus fc is equal to 1. So that is the phase response is linear. So here the small representation of vestigial sideband. Okay, here it is the graph between magnitude of h of f and then f. Before we are seen one graph, on that graph we only represent the omega value, here we represent the frequency value. Okay, here also the normal graph representation. Okay, here the vestige of LSB is shown in the figure. So that is the suppressed, that means vestigial value, vestigial portion. So that portion will be transmitted, and then the upper portion, that means USP value is suppressed portion. So that also shown in this figure, and then we are represent the frequency value. So that is fc minus fe and then fc and then fc plus fv and then fc plus fw. So that all the things are shown in this spectrum of VSP filter. Okay, so these are the things we have to mention in VSPSC. That means what is VSPSC, okay, and then how to generate the VSPSC, okay, and then how to demodulate the VSPSC signal. So those elements are we must know. Okay, and then what are the advantages of VSPSC means here shown in the figure, here shown, that is low frequency near FC are transmitted without any attenuation. Because we are using the low frequency, that is why the transmission is very easy, there is no attenuation. Okay, and this bandwidth is reduced compared to DSPSC. Compared to DSPSC, here the bandwidth is reduced. Okay, so that is the main advantage of VSPSC. And then where we are using the VSPSC signal means here the TV transmission. The main is TV transmission. On the TV transmission, we are using the VSP modulator. Okay, VSP modulator and then VSP demodulator. Okay, VSPSC is mainly used for TV transmission since low frequency near for represent the significant picture details. So they are unaffected due to VSP, because whenever we are using the TV transmission, on the time TV transmission, some amount of noise will be appear, so that noise will be overcome by using our VSPSC. Okay. So in this session we are fully deals with VSPSC. Okay. What are the things seen in this session means what is VSPSC, okay, and then generation of VSPSC, and then demodulation of VSPSC, and then spectrum of VSPSC, okay, and then advantages and disadvantages. Okay, I think all of you understand this session. Okay, once again I thank you all.